KGM, the company formerly known as SsangYong, has updated its Aussie lineup of the Musso for 2026. This includes some new features and some revised styling. It also includes a new name for this. This used to be the Adventure, now it is called the Advance. The Musso is a four-wheel drive ute with high and low range gearing, an auto rear diff lock and 3,500 kilograms of towing capacity. And all of that for under $50,000. But how does it go off-road? Well, that's what we're here to find out, so stick around. The KGM Musso is available in three variants, the ELX, the Advance and the Ultimate, and all three variants are available with the XLV pack, which our test vehicle has on board. That pack extends the wheelbase by 110mm, it extends the length of the tub by 300mm, and it adds 90 kilograms in payload capacity. It also adds 20 Newton meters of torque. At time of filming, drive-away pricing for the Advance was $48,700. Standard features in the Musso Advance include this 12.3-inch multimedia touchscreen system, and that has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You also get the same size driver instrument cluster. The two front seats are heated and ventilated, but they are not power adjustable. As well, you get a suite of driver assist technology and more. But that recommended drive-away pricing does not include the extras that we have on board our test vehicle. And those extras include this soft tonneau cover, a tow bar and an electric brake controller inside. All of those extras add about $3,500 to the total price as tested on this vehicle. Exterior paint choices include Grand White, which comes at no extra cost, or you could choose from one of the metallic paint options, which include Pearl White, Amazonian Green, which is on our test vehicle, or Space Black. But be aware, metallic paint costs an extra $700 a pop. For even more details, make sure you read my full written review at carsguide.com.au. Styling wise, most noteworthy about the new Musso is the black grille at the front there, black 18-inch alloys, HID headlights. There's a bit of a privacy tint on the cabin glass, and it all looks pretty decent. For a mid-spec variant ute, the interior is pretty impressive. Build quality is reasonable, as is fit and finish. Controls are easy to locate and navigate your way around and figure out. There are a reasonable amount of storage spaces and charge points for your smart devices, that sort of thing. The front seats are actually pretty comfortable. The second row, not so much, but they're not terrible. And all in all, the interior is not a bad space in which to spend time. One of the more important aspects of getting your Musso Advance in XLV pack, guys, is the fact that you get an extra 300mm in tub length, and that can make a big difference when you're carrying loads. It's the same width and the same depth as a standard Musso's tub, and you also get fixed in place tie-down points and a durable hard plastic lining in that tub space. As standard, the Musso has a 2.2 litre 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine, and that produces 133 kilowatts and 400 newton meters. But in XLV pack, guys, it produces 420 newton meters. That engine is matched to a 6-speed automatic transmission, and the Musso has part-time four-wheel drive and an auto-locking rear diff. It has to be said that this is a sluggish, somewhat lackluster powertrain, and it is not particularly efficient. But at the same time, it does pretty well with what it has on board. It's actually quite a quietly capable four-wheel drive. As a four-wheel drive, the Musso is actually not too bad. It is a long wheelbase ute, so you have to drive it with some consideration because you have to take into account its shallower off-road angles like ramp over and departure. It's got quite a large rear overhang behind the rear axle, but in general terms, otherwise it's okay. It does have an auto locking rear diff. I'd prefer a manual one or a switchable one, which you could select whenever you want to, but otherwise it's pretty effective in a workmanlike kind of fashion. There's nothing extra special or spectacular about it, but it does get the job done. This is a decent hill, probably 30 degrees, and the Musso did it with ease. For general driving duties, the Musso is actually quite reasonable. It's comfortable and capable, well, for a ute anyway. Coil springs all round mean the ute's ride quality is not too bad. And because this is a Musso with an XLV pack, it's the long wheelbase, so it does feel quite composed and settled on the road or on the tracks. Steering is not too shabby. It's got a nice weight to it in all situations, whether you're on the bitumen or you're on a dirt track. The turning circle on this long wheelbase Musso is about 12.2 meters, but it actually feels quite nimble to steer around on the tracks. It has part-time four-wheel drive and high and low range four-wheel drive gearing. It doesn't have a lot of power and torque in terms of the contemporary dual cab ute market, but it does perfectly fine with what it does have on board. The 420 Newton meters in the XLV pack equipped Musso gives it that little bit of extra punch over the standard Musso, and that torque is available across a decent spread of revs. If you are planning to use your Musso as an off-road adventure vehicle or a weekend holiday machine, then it's handy to know that its unbraked towing capacity is 750 kilograms and its braked towing capacity is 3,500 kilograms, and that's pretty much on par with the dual cab market. Official fuel consumption for the Musso Advance with the XLV pack is 9 litres per 100 kilometres. On this test I recorded 11 litres per 100 kilometres, but remember, I have done a lot of high and low range four-wheel driving. The Musso has a 75 litre fuel tank, so going by my on-test fuel consumption figures, from a full tank you could reasonably expect a driving range of about 681 kilometres. But it is worth noting here that chances are you will have a lot more weight on board, because on this test it's just me and the vehicle recovery gear. The Musso does not have an ANCAP safety rating because it has not been tested. As standard, the XLV pack equipped Advance has AEB, lane departure warning, a reversing camera and more. Adaptive cruise control is not offered on the Musso in Australia. For even more details, make sure you read my full written review at carsguide.com.au. The 2026 Musso range is covered by a 7-year unlimited kilometre warranty and 5 years of roadside assistance. Servicing is scheduled for every 12 months or 15,000 kilometres, whichever occurs soonest, and cost per servicing will be $418 or $522. Please be aware though, KGM considers off-roading extreme driving, so your Musso may require more frequent servicing. KGM has about 50 dealerships across the country, and there's a decent spread between metro and regional areas, and you can have your Musso serviced at those or approved workshops. The KGM Musso is a decent four-wheel drive ute, and it has a reasonable amount of value for money appeal. And in XL pack guise, it makes a lot of sense. It's generally nice to drive, it's comfortable and capable for a four-wheel drive ute, and the Musso is a strong sign that KGM continues to improve its vehicles in terms of quality and functionality. And the bonus is, in the Musso, the four-wheel drive mechanicals and driver assist tech make a whole lot more sense than they do in its stablemate, the Rexton. But what do you reckon? Have your say in the comments section below. And as always, make sure you read my full written review at carsguide.com.au.